First of all, I'd say don't give up. You're never too old to start your journey. I follow women on Instagram in their 70s and 80s who are just starting out, and I think they're absolutely inspirational. When I first came to Dubai, I was invited to a run club at 5:30 a.m. Now, I'm not a runner, but I went along to it and I really enjoyed it, and meeting new people. The community, the fitness community here is fantastic. I hate being hungry. I get called Hangry Hannah when I'm hungry. And I don't.
I love that,
Hangry Hannah. And I don't expect my clients, because it's a miserable lifestyle. You're not fueling your body properly. Good question. I have a lot of women who come to me and say, I've tried so much. I've tried every diet under the sun. I've tried so many different things. And sometimes it's about sticking to one thing. But I say it's about allowing yourself to have that time. It's about saying, I am important too. Looking after your own health, that it is a priority as much as it is for our children. And who are our children's biggest guide? It's us.
Hi everyone, and welcome to Unleash. Today we have a beautiful, inspiring guest. I am so excited to have a very inspiring personality, and she is doing phenomenal work. She is in Dubai, and I want to introduce an enticing personality, Hannah Lucy, with us. How are you, Hannah?
I'm good, thank you. Thank you for having me.
I am so excited to have you on this podcast, and we were planning it for such a long time.
We have, yes.
So I want to start with the audience knowing about who is Hannah Lucy.
Okay, so I'm Hannah Lucy. I'm originally from the UK. I am super new to Dubai. I've been here about a month. I am a mum of two. I have two girls, Heidi, who's 14, and Grace, who is 11. I've always been sporty. I've always played hockey, women's football, athletics. It's been part of me my whole life. But the other side of me is that I worked in care for 16 years.
Beautiful.
I worked for a charity called Crossroads, and it supports people with disabilities from birth to death. So I was the chief operating officer, overseeing a nursery all the way up to end of life. So every disability, illness, mental health, I did the whole spectrum. It taught me so much about life, but one of the biggest things it taught me is that if we're going to meddle in people's lives, we must do it well.
Beautiful. I am so enthralled by your beautiful background, and what a beautiful service. It's like, we're so proud to have you do these beautiful things. And tell me, Hannah, who are your clients? Yes.
Yeah, so as part of Hannah Lucy, my niche is I work with typically mums, being a mum myself, women who are generally over the age of 30, 35, who have over the years kind of lost themselves. So as we grow up, when you're 5, who do you have to look after?
Right.
Yourself. And then as we start getting older, we gain different titles. So when you take your first job, you'll have a title. You might then have a partner. You might be called a wife. And then you get the title of being a mum. And suddenly, over the years, you come so far down your list of your own priorities, you end up somewhere near the bottom. You can feel really, really lost.
Right.
Not really sure of who you are anymore. So what I try and do is to help those women find themselves again and feel good about themselves and be able to look in the mirror and feel that they're the woman looking back at them they really like.
I think we have so many clients that are absolutely in this. They're stuck. They have lost their identity.
Yes.
And they don't know who the right mentor is, or how can they take out time for themselves, feeling burnout, especially in Dubai and even in the UK. I'm sure it's a crazy city, busy. So Hannah, tell me what led you into the fitness and nutrition industry?
As I say, I've always been sporty. I've always enjoyed sports, and through my own personal experiences. So when in my early 30s, I was having a bit of a hard time in life. and I wasn't eating very well. But I found the gym. And I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed that buzz when you come out. And people quite often will say to me, you're obsessed with the gym. And it's like, I'm not obsessed with the gym. I'm obsessed with those endorphins, that feeling when you come out and you feel powerful. You feel you can take on the world. And a lot of those feelings that you might have had before about, being a little bit angry about this or being worked up, just melt away. And I found myself a coach. I thought, you know what, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to get myself a coach. We all need guides in our life to teach me how to eat properly, to teach me how to train properly. But I took it, as I would do, I took it quite far, and I did a bodybuilding competition.
Wow.
So for 2 years I competed. I have 5 titles.
5 titles?
5 titles, yes.
Beautiful.
Yes. So I've competed with Pure Elite. I've competed in Miami Pro. My first competition I became a pro, and I won the pro show in Ireland.
Phenomenal.
Yeah, and at the time my coach said to me, Hannah, everyone needs to understand you are the most important thing now. Everybody's got to work around you now. It's all about you. And he didn't understand, I am a mum. My children are important. How can I say to them, you don't matter? Your sports, your school, all those other things that you want to do, our time together as a family now don't matter. And it really frustrated me. He didn't understand my hormones. He didn't understand all the things that are important to me as a woman.
Exactly.
So I decided, it annoyed me that much that I thought, I want to show women they can do both. They don't have to do bodybuilding, but they can live a fit and healthy lifestyle, but a balanced one too. So you can still be a mum, you can still have a career, but you can still focus on your fitness and nutrition as well.
It's all about the challenge to find that balance.
Absolutely.
And how you feel so guilty of not giving the quality time, if you're giving time to yourself, that your children might be neglected, or other elements which you are preconditioned to give importance to.
Absolutely, yes. And that's one of the biggest things I try and teach my clients. It's about balance, and almost allowing yourself to take out a few hours a week for yourself so you can show up as the best version of you in all the other areas of your life.
I'm just loving every word you are saying, and how vibrational I'm feeling that energy, that positive energy of that. Like, you winning that award is like us winning that award, and not just one, but 5 times.
Yeah.
I would like to take a moment to just, acknowledge you, and I think you have all those secret sauces hidden about what are the key ways we all can accomplish our dreams. Many of your clients, I know, are busy women, Hannah, often moms. Why do you think this group struggles the most, and how do you help them overcome it?
I think that we just said, there is a guilt, and especially being in Dubai, it's a fast pace. We're constantly doing, what is the next club? What is the next activity? Play dates, or even us ourselves trying to socialize and find time to spend with other women. But I say it's about allowing yourself to have that time. It's about saying, I am important too. Looking after your own health, that it is a priority as much as it is for our children. And who are our children's biggest guide? It's us. So if they see you eating well, they want to eat well. If they see you exercising, they're going to follow you. It's like the monkey see, monkey do. You are your children's biggest influence.
And there are silent sponges absorbing all that we are infusing without us realizing unconsciously.
Absolutely.
We see a lot about strength training. Let's talk about that as we age. Why is it so important for women especially?
Absolutely. Yeah, this is a big topic at the moment about getting women into strength training.
Yes.
And some people will do it for aesthetics. So you want to be slimmer, you want to have curves. It could be for those reasons, a flatter stomach. But also, this is about you investing in your future. So we have to look at our longevity here as well. So it's not just about the here and now, the next 6 months. We're talking about in our 60s, in our 70s, in our 80s. We are living longer as a nation. You know, people are living well into their 90s these days. And it's about going, what do I want that to look like? Do I want to have a chronic illness? You know, do I want to have heart disease? All of those questions, we can significantly reduce the chances of having like osteoporosis. You can significantly reduce your chances by up to 60%, by strength training in your 40s and 50s by up to 60%. I think that is huge. Things like your insulin, you can reduce your insulin to reduce your risk of diabetes. Yes. And actually just training in general, you can reduce your risk of premature death from anything by up to 20 to 30%.
And Hannah, you having that amazing experience in the UK of being the founder for this beautiful organization, right, for the wellness, seeing people age, at the end they might have regrets or, I mean, I think that's amazing because strength training is important, that means. So get off the cardio and go on strength training to have a beautiful body like Hannah.
Absolutely. And we grew up in that era where we also think as well that strength training is going to make you look bulky. You're going to have like masculine features. I've been strength training now for, I'd say, 5 or 6 years, and I cannot tell you how hard it is to build muscle. So those perceptions of going to the gym a few times a week and strength training that you're going to come, it's not true. There is a huge misinterpretation of what strength training actually does. And as well, it's not just about you. It's, do you want to, when you're older, spend time with your grandchildren? Do you want to be able to carry your own shopping? Do you want to be able to get up off the floor and playing with your children even now? I say it's all about that investment in yourself.
And what are some of the biggest mindset shifts that women need to make?
So we kind of grew up in an era where the girls on the front of magazines were super slim, super thin, that
unreal.
Exactly, and unachievable, or the lifestyles that they were having were not healthy, and actually a lot of those people were quite miserable as well
inside.
So we have this we think that carbs are the enemy. Carbs are fantastic. They help fuel our day-to-day life.
Can I keep your body like you? We're having carbs.
I love carbs. My absolute secret is I'm croissants. That is my guilty pleasure. I love croissants. I eat croissants every week.
I have a hard time digesting what you just told me.
But as women, we think that these things, we shouldn't eat them. We cut back on things like bread and pasta.
Exactly.
But we need them to fuel ourselves, to give ourselves the energy to show up for all the people in our lives, to do all these things. So there is a massive stigma around eating carbs that we need to get rid of. Also, things around, thinking that strength training makes you bulky. It's not true. So there's so many things out there that we were taught when we were children. So I was often told as a child, you must eat everything on your plate otherwise you're not leaving the table. Were you ever told that as a child?
Of course.
And we were told, there are the children in third world countries who are starving, so we should be grateful for the food that is on our plate. But what it taught us internally, and our brains now think, if I don't eat all the food on my plate, I finish my food when it's all gone. We don't think about, am I hungry? We don't kind of go, am I full? We just kind of go, I will finish eating when my plate is empty. And we were taught that as children, and that has stayed with us as we get older. And even plate sizes have changed throughout the decades.
Exactly, portions.
So what we if we have a big plate, we feel like we should fill it. We're in a big culture here where we eat out a lot. So you just continue eating until that plate is empty, no matter how you're feeling.
I love that question, that are you hungry? How are you feeling? Maybe you're feeling thirsty, but you think you're hungry, and I'm just really feeling so inspired, Hannah. I want to ask you that how important is nutrition part of our body transformational journey?
It is hugely important. So I have a friend called Des, and he also works in the fitness and nutrition space. And he always says, abs are made in the kitchen and polished in the gym. So nutrition is hugely important. What we're putting into our bodies is then going to help us do our day-to-day tasks. So even if you're not strength training, it is going to affect how you go about your day-to-day task, walking around, getting in and out of the car, going up and down steps. Your nutrition is massively important. As women, as we get older, we should be eating more protein.
Yes.
That is now considered a trend, eating more protein, but it helps keep us fuller for longer.
Right.
It helps the building blocks to help build the muscle in our bodies. So it is hugely important, but it's also about balance. As well. I've been there where I only ate clean food, and then I tried to eat something with sugar and my body completely reacted. It did not like it at all. And we forget that sugar is actually addictive.
Absolutely, yes.
So often you ever have those feelings where you're like, I just want something sweet to eat?
All the time.
Yes, but that is quite often the sugar addiction. As you would do, smoking or take other people who take
exactly
other things as well. It is addictive.
Is it to do with hormonal, like there's a craving in the body, there's like a lack of some nutrients that is pushing towards sweet,
Yeah, that's a really good question. So quite often, yes, you can be depleted in certain minerals or nutrients in your body, and what you're craving is basically what your body is asking for. So sometimes if you are, and it could be a variety of things as well. We forget massively about rest these days as well. So if you're super tired,
yes.
If you're super tired, how often do we go and reach for sweets or for sugar? And that is because the brain knows the quickest way to get energy in is by sugar. It absorbs it in super quick. So when you're craving sugar and you're tired, it's your brain saying, please give me some fuel.
Because it's always working from the survival mode.
Exactly that, yeah.
Oh my God, we need to have sessions with Hannah because I think you listening and me listening right now have a lot of long conversations and booking sessions with you. Apart from weight loss, Hannah, are there any other areas you see improvements with your change?
Oh, absolutely. So this is the part I love as well. As much as I love seeing people transform their bodies, weight loss, building muscle, I have a client called Sam, and she recently went to the dentist, and she told me this story that her dentist said to her, I don't know what you've been doing, but your teeth are in perfect condition. Since the last time I saw you, she was going to do a scale and clean, and they grade them as to how much cleaning they need. And she said, only twice ever have I ever given a grade of 0, which means immaculate, perfect condition, and your teeth today are perfect. And she said, what are you doing differently? And she said, I have started working with Hannah doing this fitness and nutrition journey, and I'm eating more fruit and vegetables. I'm really thinking about what I'm putting into my body. I'm working out regularly. And she said, well, whatever you're doing, please continue to do it.
So it wasn't the white teeth thing, magic, it was you.
It was just kind of say that she's eating better, and it had a huge impact even on your gentle, yeah. And even down to some of my clients, they may suffer with anxiety. Quite a lot of women these days.
So many of us.
As we're getting into our 30s and 40s, we start experiencing feelings of anxiety, and working out 2 or 3 times a week. I have another client, and she really suffers with anxiety. And after the first 2 weeks of working together, she said, Hannah, I've not felt anxious in the last 2 weeks. She said, I just haven't had those feelings. I'm starting to feel more self-confident. And it's those moments of that kind of confidence in yourself.
It's your purpose of living.
Absolutely. And my methodology that I put together is called the Reclaim Method. And it starts with looking at your nutrition and where you are now and what it is you want to achieve. And the M of Reclaim is mirror. And for me, it's about you looking in the mirror and having respect for yourself and self-love. And kind of looking in the mirror and kind of going, do you know what? I'm doing okay.
which is so difficult.
It
A lot of
is.
us can't even see themselves in the
Yeah.
mirror because of so much hidden, I don't know, shame, guilt, or always wanting that I wish if I could have lost more weight, or I'm going to do it when I do this. And it just goes back, and you never get to unleash and do what you really are feeling to do.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So there are much talks about balance, right? And what does that really mean in practice for women trying to juggle so many things: family, work, relationship, socializing? How does it work?
Yeah, as I mentioned before, I have done the extreme where I didn't have balance. I was very much, totally focused. I avoided going out. I avoided, socializing, spending time with my friends, eating foods that were less nutritious. And for me, what I really encourage is 80% whole, 20% soul. So 80% of your food is whole foods, nutritious, and 20% are good for your soul. So for me, that's my croissants.
Like dark chocolate.
Dark chocolate, yeah. But dark chocolate can even be has lots of nutrients in it too that can be good for you. But it's those kind of foods, those kind of sweets, that those little things that you enjoy, still have them. Don't cut out everything. Don't say, I'm never going to eat chocolate. Don't say, I'm never going to eat crisps. Because quite often when we restrict is when we end up then binging.
Yes.
Or we fall off. And I think as well, quite often women see our fitness and nutrition journey as a switch. So sometimes we are switched on, and the switch means we are fully focused. We're hitting all our steps every day. That socializing's gone. We're so focused on what we're doing.
Feeling that productivity.
Or the switch is off, and that is when we binge. We don't even look. We don't even wear our watch to track our steps, or those other factors that we look at. It's totally switched off. But what I want to do is tell women to see it as a dial. So sometimes when you've got full focus, the dial is turned right up. When you're able, when there's not other life factors going on, when you haven't got family visiting, or the kids have got 10,000 activities on this week, and you've got stress and pressures at work, you can turn the dial up. But sometimes we have to turn the dial down. And it's about making it realistic for yourself as well. So if you've got a busy week and you're only going to get to the gym once when you normally go 3 or 4 times.
Or when you're traveling.
Exactly. Set it that it's achievable. Because if you say, I'm going to work out once this week, whether it's at home, in your hotel room, the hotel gym, even doing a YouTube video, and you do it, you're going to feel like you've achieved your goals. If you set the unrealistic goal of I'm going to do 3, knowing full well you're never going to do it, how are you going to feel? You're going to feel terrible. You're going to feel like you haven't achieved.
And I love what you said in between, to set achievable targets so that you don't disappoint yourself.
Yeah.
And it doesn't give you that low self-esteem, and you check off things on your list.
Absolutely. It's got to be achievable. And I say, particularly for busy women, we have so much going on in our lives. We have to make it. Achievable for ourselves. I say, otherwise, you very, very quickly, will fall off the bandwagon, as they say.
And I think I want to mention, Hannah, that oftentimes a lot of women, or everyone, have this excuse that tried that, done that, didn't work, and have that complete closed doors towards goodness, towards value, adding that elevation in your life. What is the solution for the pessimists?
Yeah, good question. I have a lot of women who come to me and say, I've tried so much. I've tried every diet under the sun. I've tried so many different things. And sometimes it's about sticking to one thing. So what I encourage, say, some of the clients I work with is, if you're doing like a strength training session, stop trying to do different things every week. Try and stick to the same thing. So yes, it can be repetitive, but that's also when you're going to see your progression. So say if you did 5 sit-ups last week, let's do sit-ups again. Let's aim for 6 this week. Let's aim for 7. So it's about that repetitive, so making sure you're practicing so you can see your own progress. You can see your own growth.
Yes.
And sticking to one, sticking to your nutrition as well. So whether that be you're trying to build muscle, you're trying to lose weight, sticking to it. I know so many women who on a Monday, they always start again on a Monday. They skip breakfast because they've had a large dinner on a Sunday. They skip, and then by 11 o'clock they're hungry. So they start eating their lunch at work and they've made a salad and it might have a bit of lettuce, a bit of carrot and a little bit of ham in it. It's not filling. There's not many calories in it. So by 2-3 o'clock, they're starving, hungry.
Crashing.
And they're like, I'll just have a biscuit. And because they're so hungry, one biscuit turns into 4, which turns into 6. And then when you get home before you've made your dinner, you start snacking again. And you kind of go, there's no point in doing this anymore.
Even like they say, we've done intermittent fasting, but they end up binging.
Yes.
Which becomes more harmful.
Absolutely.
And even when you come out from a heavy workout and you tend to eat so much more, which is unnecessary.
Absolutely, yes. So I say it is very much about balance. That's where I say it as well. So kind of looking at your goals and making them achievable. Stop setting yourself unrealistic expectations, and allow yourself to enjoy meals out as well. So for quite a few the ladies that I work with, we plan it into their week where they can go and enjoy meals out with family. Or events that they've got coming up. But it's about, go and enjoy that time, but the next day, get back on it.
Right.
Start eating more nutritious foods again. Make sure you're drinking your water, stay hydrated. Sometimes, just go and get some steps in. The sooner you get back on it, the sooner you get back into your rhythm, the easier it will be.
And I find you, Hannah, as a holistic transformational coach, because you are not only focusing on one aspect of just wellness or meditation, you are giving an entire lifestyle program to the client and catering, and exactly being a woman and coming from all the experiences. It's amazing because this is exactly what we need. I want to ask another question. A lot of people ask me, at this age, we should only focus on cardio or strength. What is your best advice to them?
I would say strength training for sure.
All the way, 100%?
No, but say cardio is also good for heart health. As well. So as I say, when we talk about reducing the risk of cardiac disease when we're older, we want to have some type of cardio in there as well. And things like Pilates, a lot of people enjoy doing that now, or yoga. So I like to see the analogy of a meal. So your strength training is going to be, the proteins and the carbs and things that are on your plate that really make a meal. And then we're going to do things like the cardio and the Pilates, which was like the toppings that really pull it together. So a nice combination of things to pull together a lifestyle, but I'd always be prioritizing the strength training first.
Another question, which is just came to my mind. You were champion 5 times. Did you ever feel like it's too difficult?
Absolutely.
What was your driving force?
My goal. One of the first things I do with my clients is kind of like, where do you want to be in 12 months' time? What does life look like for you then? How do you, when people want to lose weight, what size do you want to be? How do you want to feel about yourself? What do you want your lifestyle to look like? And you've got to keep putting that goal in your mind. So when you don't feel like doing it, or you're having a bad day, sometimes you've got to put yourself in the shoes of that person you want to be in 12 months' time. You've got to step into it and kind of go, do you know what? I really want to achieve that goal. And I think for me, knowing full well I had to get up in a bikini on a stage in front of all those people.
That is like my dream goal.
I had to dig deep. And on the days I didn't want to do it, I just had to keep thinking, I've got to do this. And I want to be able to stand there and go, I give it my all.
Did you have to do crazy did you have to do crazy more than 2 times you had to train in a day? Did your trainer push you to do something? Because it's inhuman in a lot of ways. It's just not everyone can be or do or accomplish that.
Absolutely. It was nearly like a full-time job. I was super lucky to have support around me to help with things like childcare. But I still had a full-time job as well. So I would be in the gym at 5 o'clock in the morning. And I'd have to do an hour of cardio every single day, 7 days a week. I then had to do 23,000 steps a day. And I had 5 strength training sessions a week. And then I had to practice my posing on top of that. So I could be in the gym 4 or 5 hours a day. But that's what I'm trying to teach women. It doesn't need to be like that. I took it to the extreme. And there are so many coaches out there who will put people on 1,000 calories and make them do hours of cardio and spend their life in the gym, and it really doesn't need to be like that at all. You can eat a good amount of food. One of my rules is I don't do hungry. I hate being hungry. I get called hangry Hannah when I'm hungry, and I don't.
I love that.
Hangry Hannah. And I don't expect my clients, because it's a miserable lifestyle. You're not fueling your body properly. We want to feed our hormones. We want to, as we're getting older, our hormones really change, and we want to work with our hormones and not against them.
And I think anyone who wants to go into competitions can also come to you, because everyone has, but you are catering to, so many who are in need of the right practitioner, a skilled expert nutritionist / wellness coach who can give them the track, who can share the secrets, because you've been there, you've done that. And how do you personally stay motivated and disciplined? Such an important question. Like, don't you feel overwhelmed when you are having clients having their own issues, and then how do you make space? It's like you are a full-time busy woman.
Absolutely. And I think that's why I understand the challenges that women go through, because I go through them too. I have days where, I'm not feeling motivated, and I say that's where the discipline has to come in. Mm-hmm. I have days where I take days off. I don't train every day, I only train 3 or 4 days a week. So I'm not always motivated. I know exactly how it feels. And sometimes it's just having somebody in your corner to kind of go, do you know what? You've got this. Keep going. Keep thinking about that goal. Keep thinking about your future you. Keep thinking about you at the age of 60 and 70 and what you want life to look like then.
And, instead of what you just said, those thoughts, usually we are loaded with the negative thoughts. Told you it wouldn't happen. You just reinforce those negative things, and you need someone skilled to pick you and put you on the right track.
Absolutely. And another thing we do as women is, say if we looked at your steps, your food, and drinking water. So 3 things every day that I'm going to ask you to focus on. And so that's 3 ticks a day. Now over a week, that's 21 ticks. And one day, your nutrition isn't on point. So you've got 20 out of 21 ticks. As women, we focus on that one cross instead of looking at all the positive that we have done. And it's sometimes about stepping back and going, look what else you achieved. Look at all the positive things that you have done this week that is going to move you closer towards your goals. Stop focusing on that one thing. Look at all the good.
You see glass half empty, or you're always looking at the empty side and just crowding it with negativity. And it's so normal, and it's so difficult to come out of it as well.
Yeah.
What do you think, Hannah, about the fitness and nutrition space in Dubai?
I love it.
Yes?
I absolutely love it. There is something for everybody here in Dubai. When I first came to Dubai, I was invited to a run club at 5:30 a.m. Now, I'm not a runner, but I went along to it and I really enjoyed it, and meeting new people. The community, the fitness community here is fantastic. We talk about those positive influences. There are so many people here that fit into what you're looking for as well. I find it really, really inspiring. There's some fantastic names that are working out here as well. So there is something for everybody.
Yes.
And what is not to enjoy working out in the sunshine?
And what I love is that you can actually compare it from the different environment in the UK, and then now seeing a different kind of environment dynamics. And, the gyms here are amazing. But finding the right coach makes all the difference.
Absolutely, yes. And that was my problem when I did my competitions.
Yes.
Is that I didn't gel as well with my coach at the time. And I think if you really trust somebody and you feel that they understand you, it makes the process so much easier. As I say, I'm meddling in people's lives, and I want them to trust me. And I feel honoured to be part of somebody's journey. So I want to do that really well. I want you to feel that you can tell me anything.
Yes.
You can tell me the good bits, as well as the the things that haven't gone quite so well in your week.
And also the client to feel safe, be in a safe space. And how you endured that feeling of not resonating with your, coach in your time. You can actually exactly fill in the gaps with the clients that you are having. And what is that important message that you want to share with the audience? What is it that we all should know if someone says we've tried everything, they don't want to start, and how do they connect with you?
First of all, I'd say don't give up. You're never too old to start your journey. I follow women on Instagram in their 70s and 80s who are just starting out, and I think they're absolutely inspirational. If you asked me 5 years ago who inspires me, I would tell you all these big names in the fitness industry, but I'm more inspired now by those women who've gone through adversity in their lives, who've had a really tough time, but yet have decided to embark on this journey and are thrown with so many obstacles, but decide to just keep going and keep facing it. Those people inspire me more. And sometimes it is just about somebody being positive. A coach should be a partnership. It shouldn't be a dictatorship. You should be working together.
Beautiful.
As well. So it's about, you coming to me and saying, I'm struggling with this, or I feel this, or I'm not sure, or I'm just having a really bad day, and working together to work through those things, to feel comfortable enough, as you say, to kind of be open and honest with your coach as well. Yeah.
Amazing. Do you do a consultation first with your client? How does it go? How do they get in touch? I mean, we're going to have all these descriptions, but you can share it with the audience.
Absolutely. So the first thing I like to do is just have a chat with somebody and find out about them, what it is that they want to achieve, why have they come to me, and what is that end goal that they are looking for. I love hearing about people's goals and kind of where they are and where they want to get to. So we kind of talk about that first. And then, as I say, if they decide to proceed and to work with me, we put all those steps in place using the Reclaim method, which starts with kind of looking at your nutrition now. What is your starting point, so we can plan the journey together to get you to those goals.
Gorgeous.
To get you to standing in front of that mirror, as we said, the M of Reclaim, mirror, standing in front of that mirror and feeling proud of the woman staring back at you.
Hannah, you are such an inspiration. I think that everyone has learned so many great insights, valuable stories, and valuable lessons that you have experienced. And what I absolutely love about you is that you are looking from how you are when you're older. You are judging, you are having these mentors, because a lot of us are so much attracted to, the glimmer, the bling, but we fail to see ourselves when we turn 70 and how we should look. And because you have been catering to this beautiful service community in the UK. Oh my God, everything is just so gorgeous. We're so lucky to have you in the UAE.
Thank you. I'm so excited to meet more people in Dubai.
And your Instagram handle is?
At Hannah Lucy Official.
And she's a very busy lady to get hold of, and everyone needs a piece of her while we're in UAE. And I can't wait to have you back on our second episode. And please reach out to Hannah, and we're going to have all the links. And this is what we really need to aspire for, being in our best fitness, in our best nutrition, our health, our medical vitals being, and we need the right mentor. Is there any last message you want to share with the audience?
Absolutely. I think so many people come to me as well and say, Hannah, I'm exhausted. I have no energy. I have no time. So how do you expect me to do all of this? But actually, starting the journey, you find yourself time. You find yourself with more energy, and just have a bit of self-belief. You can do it.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Hannah.
Thank you
for joining us and sharing with us such amazing insights. Can't wait to have you back.
I can't wait to come back. Yes,
and your energy is so positive.
Thank you.
I think we all need Hannah in us, and please get in touch with the real Hannah. She's so inspiring. So thank you again. And we look forward to seeing you in the next episode. I hope you enjoyed this one. Thank you again, and see you next time.